yeah, I'll just get things set up at each side, make sure I can see what people are saying. Hopefully it's not long till people turn up, because this will be going up the channel afterwards as well, probably for people to watch back on. I mean, it wouldn't make much sense because the time it uploads, the game will be well done. You don't need to know my pre-match thoughts, but we're doing it anyway. I'm just opening up a pop-up chat. It's a lot easier for me to use. If I miss anything, then let me know. People seem to be turning up though, so hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the stream. Big night tonight. Got the colours on, of course. I will be at the game. That's going to get asked so many times throughout the stream. We're going to make a rule. Every time that somebody asks, will you be at the game tonight? Are you going to be at the game tonight? Are you going to be there? Blah, 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 blah. Then every single time, somebody's got to donate £1. Every single time somebody asks about it. But, aye, we're here. I'm doing a I've never really done this. I've done it for a Rangers game once or twice, the Old Firm games. Now and then. Nice to see you, Mojo. Hello. I'll do shoutouts and shit as we go along. I've done this a couple of times, but I've never done it for a European game because I always have to leave for them, get dinner, shit like that. But tonight I've decided, you know what, before the big Zenit game, before arguably our biggest game of the season, I see the first one already. Are you going to the game tonight? Yes. Remember, every time I get asked, £1 donation. But aye. Decided I'm going to talk. Obviously I've done my match preview. Astro, I see you there. Hello, darling. Obviously I've done my match preview already. I've given my predictions, etc, etc. But this is basically what I'm going to do is take your questions. I'm going to answer your questions, what you think about the match. Before we go on, just quickly, briefly give my thoughts for anyone who has missed the match preview tonight. Not going to be an easy game whatsoever. Zenit are a top team, one of the best teams in Russia. They have been smashing it in their friendlies that they are playing at the minute. Beating the likes of Copenhagen 5-0, they've been beating Maribor 3-0, they've been beating big teams. It's not just, you know, relegation fodder from Russia and second division teams who are also on the winter break. It's good teams they're playing and beating, and teams who are equal if not better than us. So it's going to be a difficult game tonight. Ultimately, Celtic Park has got to play a massive role. And being that 12th man, although the game is not sold out ridiculously, I don't know how that's managed to occur. Hopefully tickets will go at the last minute. But I think it's going to be a big game tonight. Well, I don't think it will be a big game tonight. I think a lot of players need to turn up tonight. We need players like Dembele to hit that kind of form that we've seen in big games, that we've seen against Man City, Rangers, Mönchengladbach, PSG, even he scored over there. We need that sort of performance, and hopefully we'll get it. We need Sinclair to play his best. We need Musonda to really announce himself as a major key player for Celtic, and Forrest needs to continue his form, not go missing on the European stage. All these players have to have big performances tonight, and if so, I firmly believe we can beat Zenit tonight. Ultimately, defensively, it's going to be a very, very weary back four, very cautious of it. It's going to be difficult, but we've got to put a lot of faith in them, I suppose, and hopefully they will repay us with the faith we put in them by giving us top performances. But there we go. That is it. So send in your questions for this, you know, little kind of, I don't know, half an hour discussion. We'll say something like that. Astro says, could De Vries save a Word document? De Vries is very hit or miss from what we've seen, I'd say. You know, he had that kind of brief spell at the start of the Celtic career when he did manage to get some games, notably Barcelona being there when he conceded 7, and all the performances. It looked like he was Rangers forever, nice to see. He looked kind of bad, not gonna lie. Didn't look so he could catch a cold. But you know, he played the game this season against, I think it was Dundee, and he looked brilliant. He's been decent enough recently. So hopefully he will do a job tonight if needs so. Hopefully if he's called upon, he will give us his best. It's obviously a gutter that he is that Craig Gordon is not there. I think he's a phenomenal keeper, but De Vries will have to do. I have faith in him. Ultimately, the back four plays a very important part in protecting him and doing their job first. So any more questions flying through? So do I think Hendry will make an appearance tonight? I don't. Hello JWHD. I don't think Hendry will make an appearance. Unless he starts. I don't see us making that sort of change unless there's an injury. The only chance to see him, if he doesn't start the game, the only chance I think you'll get of playing the game as if I or Simonovic go off injured, or even Lustig. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And nothing against Hendry, no, don't mean it like that, but hopefully none of them get injured. We're bad enough with injuries at the back. So I don't think he will make an appearance tonight. Whether or not I'd be bothered if he started, I don't know. Really big risk if we started him, I'd say. Risk that could ultimately pay off. The way Simonovic and such have been playing recently. Ayer's not been too bad, but Simonovic hasn't been great. So really it could be a 50-50 between the two. No Rogic or Armstrong starting tonight. Still very unsure about Armstrong's fitness. Tom Rogic has obviously returned to the team. He was on the bench at the weekend, but he's not at fitness at all. And a lot of people are saying, and there'll probably be a lot of people, you in the chat, who would agree and saying maybe Rogic should even start. No chance, wouldn't start him. He's not played a game of football, and how he didn't even get to play Monday night. He was meant to play for the under 23s or whatever squad it is, and the game got postponed. So he didn't even get some minutes under his belt there. Ultimately, I wouldn't mind seeing him come off the bench if I feel like we need him. But to start him, I feel like it's going to take him a while to get back into it. Let's not rush him back. Let's not give him a risk of getting injured in such a high-intensity game, because the game will be high-intensity. Let's not risk that. Let's just go for the safe option, I'd say, and play Musonda in that number 10 role again. That's my prediction. I think that's what we will do, and it's what we should do. I love Tom Rogic, phenomenal player, yes, but he is not fit. Fully. He's not match fit anyway. So why take the risk of playing someone who is not at that, you know, level yet to get back into such a big game. Let's see. Let's see, lads. Let's see. Let's keep saying it. Rogic or McGregor. Tonight, I would start McGregor if I had to start any of the two for the reasons that I've just given. For the better player, oh, I don't know. I love Callum McGregor. Personally, one of my favourite Celtic players. And Tom Rogic is brilliant. So it's a difficult one, that one. It's difficult. But I do like Conor McGregor quite a bit. 115 people watching. If you are watching, thank you very much. Get the chat. You'll see me glaring from side to side and shit like that. But I've got to obviously look at questions and stuff like that. If Sinclair goes, Joe Morgan asked, if Sinclair goes missing in the first half, would I bring Rogic on? Presuming, obviously, move Musonda over to that left-hand side and then play Rogic in the middle. If Sinclair is absolutely out of it and has no signs of anything, keeps losing the ball. Like, we've seen the performances an awful lot, especially in Europe. Sinclair just can't get a run in, can't get a cross in, can't do anything at all. Even when he tries to cut inside, it's just not working out for him. Then maybe so we bring on Rogic at half time. I don't think I'd mind it. I think at that time in the stadium, I can picture myself asking for Rogic to come on in that situation. So honestly, if that does happen, then I think Rogic should come on. He is a very good player. It's just obviously down to fitness. Is he ready to be back in the team in such a big game? He needs minutes under his belt. But if Sinclair does go missing in the first half, then maybe so. Thanks, Joe, for that question. Anyway, let's see. Impulse. Shout out to the man himself. The man who's usually here first all the time. Let's see. Questions about tonight specifically. Because obviously questions are flying. So, you know, it might take, if I miss it, you know. It's Sinclair has a point to prove against Mancini after being dropped, and at City, Celtic to win 2-1, says Robert Graham. Very good point. I forgot Mancini was his manager at Manchester City, so perhaps he does have a point to prove. Can I speak? Would you be pleased if Edouard started tonight, says CFC Kev? No. Dembele. It's the only option. Right, granted, Dembele hasn't been fantastic at goal scoring lately. This is the kind of game Dembele has got to take advantage of, and he knows he needs to take advantage of, and hopefully will. I feel a lot of people are on Dembele's back. Maybe Edouard would be a better option in people's minds, but I think that is playing out stupid if anybody wanted to play Edouard over Dembele tonight. Look, Dembele has got the potential to have a fantastic game tonight, and hopefully will. We need him to. Edouard, he could do something, you never know, but you've got to go with the obvious in these sorts of games. You can't go risking big decisions like that, and taking Dembele, who has the game time under his belt recently. Not so much the goal scoring under his belt, but Edouard as well. He's not been scoring a lot. Dembele's not been scoring a lot. Really not as quite as bad as each other for goal scoring recently, but it's the kind of game I have faith in Dembele to kind of pull it back. Let's see. Questions about tonight. Jozo tonight, he's in pish form, says Kier. He is in pish form. Horrid form. There's no doubt about that, but the only other option at centre-back is Jack Hendry. Baton's out for the rest of the season, in case you haven't heard. So Beaton's out for the rest of the season. Comper's not registered, never mind fit. He's not fit either. Sviatchenko's away on loan, and the other one's injured, Bayat. So the only option lies in Jack Hendry, and I would not throw Jack Hendry into a cauldron of fire like this. Joseph Simonovic has to start. He's more experienced than Hendry in these sorts of games, and playing out better than Hendry. Obviously he's been bad recently, but we all know fine well that Joseph Simonovic, playing his best, is probably the best centre-half at the club. If he plays his best, which he hasn't recently, I suppose. But if he could pull out the bag tonight, and he gives us his best performance, then it pays off. Obviously, on the other hand, it doesn't pay off if he goes out and plays as he has the last few weeks, but it's the chance you've got to take, and it's a better chance than throwing someone like Jack Hendry, who's been playing for Dundee for 6 months, at no intensity, no level like this. So, for me, got to keep Jozo on the park, even down to the poor form, because he's not. If Boyata was there as an option, then yes, I would have started Boyata. I would have predicted Boyata to start, but Boyata's not fit, so it has to be Jozo for me. Let's see. Who should play in our defence? It's on the screen there, Jam. It's on the side of the screen. Do you think this game is a must-win for the tie? Absolutely. That question from Logan Laurie. Tonight, really, if we lose tonight, we've lost the tie. Because, yeah, well, you know, we did win at Anderlecht. We have won in Russia before, 5 years ago. Very different circumstances. It was a group stage match. If we take a loss, ultimately the momentum is right on Zenit's side, and they're not the kind of team that's going to slip up next week if they're winning the game. They're the kind of team who'll set up shop, make sure we don't score a goal, and see the tie out. Whether they do it by scoring goals or not, they will make sure that happens. If they win tonight, I would say the tie is over. Obviously, there's that hope there. I want to be ambitious, I want to be hopeful, but you've just got to be realistic in the terms of Celtic's away record. It doesn't prove well. Of course, well, I don't think a Russian side has ever came to Parkhead and beat us. So, recently anyway, since 1992 onwards. So, you know, odds are on our favour tonight, but obviously form hasn't been fantastic in Europe recently. So, we need to hope for the best. Let's see, any more questions about tonight? Jesus Christ almighty, I've got a bad cough. What do you think the score will be ultimately? Lewis Brown asked that. I predicted 1-0 in my match preview. I kind of feel like sticking with 1-0. There's a question I brought to myself. If we draw tonight, is a tie still in our favour? I would say so. I think a draw ultimately leaves the team with a lot more momentum on their side than a loss. And also, I think it will dictate how Zenit approach the next game. If we draw tonight, Zenit, I think, will be a bit more kind of attacking, open, want to try and get something next week where we can probably capitalise on where. But if they win tonight, I feel like, as I said, set up shop, they'll make sure it doesn't happen next week that we go and score into them. So I think a draw could do us well, but ultimately we need a win. So, end of the day, that's as much as I can say there. Let's see. Do you think Zenit will be fit enough because of their having the first game of the season? Is it not? Well, it's not the first game of the season. It's the first game on the back, like, the season. Is it the first game of the season, or is it not? Is it not the like second half of the season just starting? I don't know. They are match fit. There's no question about that. They've been playing friendly. I can get their friendly records up right now. They've been smashing teams in friendlies, beating Copenhagen 5-0, beat Maribor 3-0. They've been beating teams left, right, centre by very convincing scorelines. They're match fit. I don't know where, and I'm not saying this is necessarily to the person who asked the question. It was Sean Farren, by the way. Nice to see you, Sean. A lot of people are building this impression, as I said in my match preview, that they have just taken 3 months off. Like, they've not left their house, and they've been lying in the middle of Siberia doing nothing. That seems to be a big impression I'm getting from a lot of people, and it doesn't make any sense. They've been playing football, they've been going to training. They're match fit. They're not competitively match fit, which does give us an advantage. We need to take advantage of that. Ultimately, we might give them a shock, and that's what I think we need to do. We need to attack them. We need to show urgency. We need to be also ruthless defensively. Be aggressive, not to the point where we're picking up bookings left, right and centre and risking red cards, but to the point where Zenit goes, shit, we're back playing football, right? This is competitive now, this is real stuff. Hopefully they don't have that feeling. The feeling of, you know, we're just picking up where we left off. Hopefully they go in with the feeling of, shit, right, get our heads back in this, because we can take advantage of that, hopefully. But they haven't been off for 3 months, so we need to remember that. They are fit a little. So, let's see. As long as we don't concede, I'm ecstatic. Thoughts, says Celtic Glasgow. A 0-0 would be mixed. I wouldn't mind taking a draw. Ultimately, I just don't want to lose. So a draw, I wouldn't mind too much. If we don't concede, it is really good for the defence. It builds a lot of confidence in them. Because recently, the story of Celtic has been how bad the defence has been. So a 0-0, you know, there's people asking there. I see Rob McMillan asking, would I take a 0-0? Part of me says yes, but part of me says no, we just need to win. It feels like we need to win. It's the only option. Draw could be handy. A clean sheet would be a positive sign though, especially for defence. I've just done one of the big long silent farts. It's fucking fantastic. And you just couldn't hear it, which is even better. CFC Kev asking another interesting question. If Lee Griffiths was fit, would you start Dembele? Depends if Griffiths, you know, Griffiths obviously missed the past month for football. If he was scoring going into this game, I'd start Griffiths. Because Dembele hasn't been scoring. But granted, these are the games Dembele thrives in, he's shown. So it is a real headache of a selection, but luckily Brendan Rodgers, well, luckily and unluckily Brendan Rodgers doesn't have to deal with that tonight, because now he can simply say, right, Dembele, you're getting the start, go out and do us a favour. But at the same time, he's not got that same depth and that same quality that he would probably like, and that game-changing option and the other one being on the bench. But Dembele will start, of course. And we'll just see. Ivanovic is apparently injured. Yes, Reese, which is brilliant. I don't know if he will start. He might end up starting. There's been no word of it recently apart from yesterday, and they said they were still to examine his fitness, and since then, I've not heard anything else. So he could start. Hopefully he doesn't, because it would give us a fantastic advantage. A very experienced defender. He's won the Champions League before. He's won the Premier League on multiple occasions. So he's a player who, you know, doesn't matter the age. He's the kind of player who I'd kill to have at Celtic right now. Defensively, a player who is solid, no matter the age. So if he's out tonight, it's an advantage for us. Shout out to Carlos McPhee. It's his birthday. Well, there you go. Shout out to him. Let's see. Do I think Masonda will be the game changer, says Matthew Glenn. Depends on the physicality of the game. I have a feeling he's going to get bullied right out the game. I don't know why, I just have this feeling. He's such a small guy, such a small guy. He needs to use that footwork, use that pace, get round these players. They're big guys, the Russians, and they're very physical. There's no doubt about that. So he could get bullied off the park tonight, and I'm hoping not. But it's very easy for him to get bullied off the park tonight, I would say. But if he plays his best, he's the game changer. He's the one who has to create. He's playing in behind Dembele. Bring Dembele into the game. Give him those easy chances that he's going to bury. That's what Musonda needs to do. Create the space for Dembele. Make the right moves. I feel like Dembele has been very hard done by this season by the lack of, you know, help for him. The lack of support. People have been going on about, oh, Dembele's not scoring. Dembele's not scoring. Oh... That's mostly because there's been fucking nothing for him. The service has been piss poor. Every game Dembele plays, I feel sorry for him sometimes. So Musonda needs to hopefully be that creative spark tonight who creates a lot of chances, creates his own chances, but creates others' chances. But he could be a vital part of the game tonight. Ryan, you're a specky ride. Thank you, Max. I appreciate that. We should take Russell Martin with the injury problems. Don't know. Now that he's signed for Rangers, I don't think I could. Oh, jeez, I have got a, you know, bit of a cough. It won't help if it's freezing the fucking night, so Mother Nature, make it quite warm for us, please. Think we could sneak a draw. It's going to be one of those games where we'll either get a decent result or get absolutely hammered, says Matt K Vlogs 13. Easily could go either way. The Zenit players' confidence will be important for them. And because I've not played football in 3 months, hopefully that confidence is affected. But we'll see. They could easily, if they get one quickly, it'll be a one for the eyes shut. You'll want to shut your eyes. Do I reckon Aya will play well? Hopefully Aya has a big game. I would love to see him have a very good performance and continue this kind of building of his his characteristics, because he's coming on a real good game. And over the past few months, he has really showed why he can be a very important asset to Celtic. And hopefully that just keeps building. So, hi Ryan. Any shout for Cal Mac tonight, says Liam Cunningham. I love Cal McGregor. I really do. But Cham and Brown lately have been bossing it together, I think. Brown is just... no one's going to start over Brown. That's an untouchable. So it comes down to Masonda and Cham. Would I start McGregor over any of the two of them? I love Callum McGregor, I really do. This season, he has been one of, if not my favourite player on the team at points. But I think Ncham has been very good lately and can offer a lot defensively and attacking wise to this game. I wouldn't even be a far cry from giving Abui a shout. Because, oh thank you, somebody says I'm a good looking boy. Oh, hello. But, you know, I wouldn't even be a far cry away from giving Abui a game because defensively I think he's looking strong and he's gaining confidence. I just say amazing. So. I think he's a player who could do well, but McGregor, would love to see him come into the game if need so. I think he is someone who offers something going forward. We've seen his goal against Bayern Munich, a player who could probably do quite well. Just got here, says Mario Vendetti. You've probably answered this. I think you said in the preview you think it'll be 1-1. Any changes? I'm stuck between 1-1 and a 2-1 win. That's what I'm stuck between. One of the two. Ryan, you're a Celtic da. I'm certainly not a Celtic da. One thing's for sure, I like Moussa Dembele. Celtic dads do not like Moussa Dembele. I know that because my dad doesn't like Moussa Dembele. Morton are a better side than Zenit. Worry about that, Ryan. I'm sure they are, Jordan. I'm sure they are. Pause from Macedonia. Thank you, Daki. If you're from Macedonia, nice to see you here. Not you don't expect to see many Macedonians turn up on the channel, so that's lovely. Nice to see you, Daki Gaming. Need to go, ciao. See you later, Sean. Let's see more questions about tonight then. Did I say Conor McGregor? I don't think I did. I'm sure I said Callum McGregor. Fuck you. Let's see. I'd prefer Ncham further up and Kouassi next to Bruni. Interesting. Never seen Ncham really play that advanced a role, but I don't imagine he'd look too out of place or be too out of place. But once again, is it one of these games you're willing to give the experiment? Are you willing to experiment with so many different, you know, things? Because it's such a massive game. Season's riding on it. Not really, no, the season's not riding on it. What am I talking about? But, like, you know, it's one of the biggest games of the season, hands down, and you really want to go as far as you can. So is it worth the experiments in changing players from the roles that they usually play? Jesus Christ almighty. Pure smoker's cough. Anyway. Ryan, if you say Celtic will do well, they'll play shit. Now, that is a curse on this channel. Not going to lie. So, I've not really gave a definitive, I think Celtic will play well today, or I think Celtic will get pumped today. I'm really just stuck in the middle. It's one that I cannot predict. I'm hoping that I come home tomorrow to film a match review, and I'm giving them all the plaudits that I can, and praising everything, and nothing to complain about. But it could go either way, and it was really a nerve-wracking game. So we'll see. Right, let's see, hold on. Just got to give a wee time out there. None of that now, come on. Better than that, lads, we're better than that. Right. Is there going to be tons of empty seats because of the ticket price protest? I don't know if there's a protest. Has there been a protest? I just know the ticket price is shocking. Fucking shocking. £40 fucking pound. Hello, Jack. Nice to see you. £40 for a ticket, and it really does, you know, show why it's not a sellout. £40. Fans before TV. Fans before money. Let's see. Come on, more questions about tonight. We've went for 23 minutes. I said we'll try and go for half an hour. So 7 more minutes to, you know, throw questions in and really end this discussion up, wrap it up. Ultimately, though, tonight I'm hoping for something. You know, you look back on that year, 2003, and you saw what the team done. It was unbelievable. They got to the final. And I was only 3 years old, so I never really got to experience it. And I would love to see it. So, like, you know, while I'm still a young guy, and I can appreciate it so fully. And hopefully we could. But ultimately, it's not going to happen. Going to a Europa League final at this point. I have the fullest of faiths that Brendan Rodgers can do marvellous things with Celtic moving forward. He's already changed so much about Celtic. But tonight would be a fantastic step if we could go. Jack, you see this logo? I did it for him. People will wonder what I'm talking about. If you watch the whole effing show, you know. Ethan Carter free. Right, let's see. Alfredo Morelos is class. Would love to have him at Celtic. I don't rate him. Got to wind up some Rangers fans for saying that, but I genuinely don't. His miss says it all the other day, didn't he? He did score after it, fair enough, but not a fan. Quick, who do you think is better, Griffiths or Edward? Griffiths, no question, really. Right, a lot of questions. Right, how do you view Zenit's preparation for this game? Zenit, you know, they'll be getting their friendlies done. They'll know what Roberto Mancini's experienced this before. He's been to Celtic Park. He's had a tough game. He'll know the fans should be making a big difference tonight. That is the main thing, in my opinion. Against Anderlecht, the crowd died. Half an hour into the game, the crowd died. It was a game brigade himself. There was no atmosphere, it seemed. We need to be that 12th man again tonight. We need that feeling back within the stadium. And I hope it doesn't die, the atmosphere tonight. Because it is a real big part. You saw the difference with the way we played against Bayern and what we did against Anderlecht. Whether it was down to the atmosphere or not, it's a completely different story. But certainly I imagine it has some form of factor within the game. Let's see. Do you think Callum McGregor will knock Mayweather out? If there's any game for Sinclair to go back to being class in, it's tonight. Astro puts that perfectly. Stephen Clark, by the way, if you're wondering who Astro is, that's his nickname. Puts it perfectly. Sinclair, I would love to see him have a big game tonight. I feel like he's truly yet to deliver on the big stage. Obviously in the qualifiers he scored goals, but I look back on the 2016-17 season, I don't remember Sinclair standing out in Europe. The group stage just passed. Don't remember standing out. And he's let me down. Personally, I've looked at him and I've went, tonight of all nights is the night we need you to play your best football. And so many times I feel like he's just not done that for us. And tonight would be a massive game for him to show that he's still the top player that he was last year. And I don't have any doubts in my mind that he's still a fantastic player. But tonight is a night for him to you know, silence the critics from this season. So aye, Musonda start. I think Musonda will start. I think it was stupid not to start him. Although he could be deployed as a game changer. But I just don't see who would actually play other than him. Maybe McGregor. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if Brendan Rodgers went with McGregor over Musonda, because McGregor's played in Europe this season for Celtic majority of the time. And have been important in European games for Celtic the majority of the time. So maybe we'll use Musonda. And now that I say it, it doesn't sound stupid. It sounds quite logical. Maybe Musonda will be left as a game changer if we're struggling at a point in the game. Oh wait, see, I love your ambition, Jack. 7-2. Really love that. Hold on, I'm being shouted on. What? What is that? Wait, no, it'll be 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Still muted. Thank you for pointing that out. Jeez, oh. You're muted, you trumpet. Thomas. Love that. Oh, jeez, oh. Making a fan of myself now. But it was a good question. I was in the middle of answering there. Right, I get a point. It was on mute. Right, I see the fucking things. It was North Badger talking about Brendan Rodgers' tactics. Brendan Rodgers' tactics in Europe have been questionable. We've had one big success, and it's against Anderlecht. Apart from that, it's been stressful at points. Well, truthfully, always City, I suppose. The best thing to do is be urgent, be aggressive, put fear in the opponents, don't back off from them, put the pressure on. That's what we have to do, and ultimately make the most of our chances and make dangerous chances. That's the obvious. That's me saying the obvious, make chances and such. But when we play this sitting back game, letting them pass the ball about, build confidence, it doesn't seem to work. Man City, we were urgent, we were pressing, we were putting fear in them. Anderlecht, we won 3-0. Questionable performance at points that night, though. But the real best bits of that game came from us being urgent. Urgency is what's needed about this Celtic team, without a doubt. So hopefully tonight the tactics are correct. We have to be defensively aware, so it is difficult to give that balance of, you know, dangerous attacking football and pressure, but being safe defensively to try and not concede goals. It is hard to get that balance correct, especially for a team that doesn't have the quality of Man United, Real Madrid, etc. For a team like Celtic, it's difficult playing a team that is better than us. So, you know, it's difficult, but Brendan Rodgers hopefully will get it right tonight. Just as we come about to the end, a lot of the questions are turned. Musonda's time to shine. This is the game Musonda should announce himself to the Celtic fans and show everyone why we're buzzing about getting him on loan. But that does about it for this. It's about half an hour, so I think we've done alright. Talk about tonight's game. Hopefully it goes well. I will be there. The vlog will be out tonight. Hopefully it's not a painful vlog to edit like the 5-0s to PSG and such. Hopefully it'll be a very, very positive vlog. I'm confident. I'm optimistic. I say cautiously. But we'll see. Hopefully the match review will be as smiley as me now. If you've enjoyed, like and such, share the video. It will be up to watch later if you've just kind of joined, you want to see what I've been saying. But until then, I'll see you next time. Right, awkward bit now. Stop.